UMLA ka Nongpoh constituency ba Meral Bonds im haka Pratarik Luber Hajar Arpuway ulawanra ekamat yekren haka ying dorbar thawain halor ka jingbam Burom jong ka Sorkar Assam ya ka status quo kabala Iateh hapdeng bat ka Sorkar Meghalaya nakaliang ni UMLA uloong Bala jusaki nakapor syakapor ya ka jingwan kentur put lani ka jing thombor jong ka Sorkar Assam ya kisnong gibasya khaput jong ka jela hagaba ka juwan ban tuklar lani pensange iki kampen roy kibana kaliang ka Sorkar jela Meghalaya kaju persang banwanra sikisnong kibasya ki khaput kibadang ha papo uput usam jong ka Meghalaya kuman syukdawi ki jingsha pensange lani syawan tuklar iki kampen roy ha kasnong madan umwang kum ka jingsha pensange ek jingte ya ka school SSA ya ka jingte ya ka ying ICDS bar ka jingsha pensange ya ka jingte ya ka ying thanjain Henry haba phaipat sigi kampen roy balawante lani snada ka Sorkar Assam sagi benta gi badang ha papo uput usam jong ka Meghalaya kilong gi bayai be shashai kumban syukdo ka jingpentrei ban snaya ka surok PMGSY ya ka snong Bala khawa ka jingsnaya ka surok ha umru bat ka jingsnaya ka sport complex ha umlaper bat tangkata Henry ladonru ka jingsha wan thombor ikinong rem kabana kapor syakapor bat shushu ula banjurru habayde baka jingwante donbor jong ka Sorkar Assam ya ka transit camp hakhana para kabadang ha pura hapo uput usam jong ka jela Meghalaya uloong baka Sorkar jela kalade ban simkhya ban le halor kane ban yada na ka jingwan tuklar lane ka jingwan thombor kabana kapor syakapor hapo uput usam jong ka jela ka Sorkar Assam nakaliang umentri rangba ka jela ukonrat konggal sangma habajuba buloong ba nakaliang ka Sorkar kala simkhya halor kini kijinge kibasya kitain khaput jong ka jela bat habayade bat ka jingwan thombor lane tuklar ki kampen roy da ka Sorkar Assam nakaliang ka Sorkar kala simkhya hakaba kumba khanriutli kijingte ki ba ka Sorkar Assam kala wan bansna hagi jaka jong ka jela ladap ban pensange bat uloong ru bana kaliang ka Sorkar kandang simkhya shushu habayde nakabenta ka songsuk songsain hagi benta jong ki khaput ka jela.
Sir, our state share a long boundary with Assam, which is around 884.9 kilometers. At the same time, share a boundary, international boundary with Bangladesh, which is around 444 kilometers. So with Assam, there are so many districts that is coincide with our state. Like Dima Hasao, around 124 kilometers. With Kachar district, around 19.5 kilometers. With West Karbi Anglong, around 162 kilometers. Morigaon district, around 14.5 kilometers. Kamrup Metro, around 79.7 kilometers. Kamrup Rural, around 200.9 kilometers. Golpara district, around 169.8 kilometers. Dhubri district around 15.18 kilometers and South Salmara Mankachar around 98.32 kilometers. Along this long stretch of 884 kilometers, there are so many places which is a disputed area which has been identified also as area of difference. There are 12 area of difference that has been identified. Since 1972, since the inception of our state till date, there has been 22 times talk at the chief minister level and 9 times at the chief secretary level. Dialogue have started and our leaders in the past, they have tried, they have delivered their stand and exchanged ideas and dialogue, and it has been continued till date. Dialogue at the chief minister level has happened in the 70s 3 times, in the 80s 7 times, in the 90s 5 times, in the 2000 6 times, and from 2011 to 2020 only once. We have seen in the preceding year that it was in 1992 during the tenure of Dr. Didi Lapang as the chief minister at that time that 4 times at the chief minister level talk has happened. And subsequently talks between the deputy commissioner level superintendent of police level of the district like West Khasi Hill, Ribhoi district, West Jaintia Hills, with their counterpart of West Karbi Anglong or Kamrup rural and metro. It's happening in the past. Sir, I'm not saying that this issue can be solved overnight. It is a long pending issue. We need a proper dialogue and seriousness from the part of the government. And we hope through continuous dialogue and deliberation that we can solve this very, very important issue of our state. In due course of time, talk has arrived at, and we have seen that two counterparts between Meghalaya and Assam, they have arrived at status quo, and developmental activities on both sides, it should not be disturbed and it should go on. Sir, even though status quo is there, from time to time, we have been experiencing that many developmental activities has been disturbed, has been stopped by our counterpart Assam for many developmental work from the government of Meghalaya. This has happened in the past and it has happened recently also. For example, like the building of SSA school in Madan Umwang has been stopped. The building of ICDS building in the same village has been stopped. The building of rearing house of sericulture also has been disturbed. Whereas we have seen that many developmental activities that have been carried by the government of Assam, it is on. For example, PMGSY at Bala, police outpost at Umru, road at Sabuda, sports complex at Umlaper, and the latest one is that transit camp in Khanapara, Raj Marwet, Himamalim, Ribhoi district. We have seen, with special reference for the encroachment in this, as we have discussed during question hour also, one of the main issue and the reason is that the landowner, those people at the border, they have been lured by our counterpart to register their land to get benefit from Assam. So this is the issue that the government, the district council has to work together to see that we should not lose more land. For example, the building of transit camp in Khanapara, which is very much at our nose, each and every one of us, we used to pass through that area. We have seen the building has been started since 2019 from the transport department of the government of Assam. I don't know, but we have seen through media report that the concerned Raj Marwet, the CM of Raj Marwet, maybe with the landowner, they have informed the authority, maybe through the deputy commissioner, maybe through the Khasi Hill Autonomous District Council, but nothing has happened. And we have seen that this issue has come to the limelight, and the government has to step in and to see possibility that this thing should not happen. The Khasi Hill Autonomous District Council, on the 23rd of December 2020, they have wrote a letter to the government of Assam, to the chief secretary and to different departments, so that the government of Assam, they will stop the work. But till now, the construction is going on. We have seen that the state government has to step in to look into, in tandem with the district council being the custodian of the land under 6th schedule. We would like to see that the government will be serious on this issue and to book to all those who involved, or maybe they are not involved but they have no guts to counter with the government of Assam. So this is the time that the state government has to step in, have to look into, to see how can we expect the CM of Raj Marwet or the KHADC they cannot solve this issue if the government wouldn't step in and help and work shoulder to shoulder. Because we understand that if the government of Assam, they will receive a letter from District Council, from KHADC, they wouldn't bother even to reply also. I have seen that. The CM of that particular area also, if he raises his voice, nobody will listen to him. So it is the part of the government to look into, to step in at the very highest level, at the Chief Minister level. Talk has to be there, and this issue has to be solved. And we don't want to see, we would urge the government that we should not lose more land. Sir, as a responsible party, I remember in January, Ribhoi District Congress Committee also, we had a delegation and visit that very particular place. And it really happened. We can see from our own eyes, and we have reported to the authority also. And we would like to see that this issue will be taken up seriously. At the same time, the Interstate Border Area Development Program, we have seen in the past there has been the earmark for the fund from the Finance Department, but in this recent year we have come across that is a very less allocation for this department also. We would like to see in days to come, especially during this budget session, that the government will take serious note that a special provision of fund has to be there for Interstate Border Area Development Program, so that those villages in our border, they will feel safe, Mr. Chairman, sir, so that they will feel safe, that they will have good infrastructure, like good roads, good school building, footpath, and other developmental activities, community hall, so that they will feel they are still within this very state of Meghalaya.
Under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business, under the caption, Burom Tang ka Meghalaya Iaka status ko Habdeng ka Assam bat Meghalaya. Mr. Speaker, sir, 7 districts of the state of Meghalaya share an interstate boundary with the state of Assam, measuring 884 kilometers in length. Since the inception of the state on 21st of January 1972, time and again we have been witnessing disputes and tensions have been escalating in the villages along the interstate border, resulting in developmental works along the interstate border progressing at a very slow pace. Mr. Speaker, sir, pertaining to the disputes that have occurred in the past few years till date, it can be stated that untoward incidents have been affecting the disputed areas, and since the year 2018 till 26th February 2021, these are the incidents which have occurred in the following areas. So I won't go district-wise, I'll just give a total because it's a big chart. So the total in 2018, 28, 2019, 33, 2020, 39, and 2021, 6. Mr. Speaker, sir, the disputes along the interstate border areas have invariably led to the problem of implementing development works. And as such, many developmental works initiated by the government of Meghalaya and the government of Assam have been halted or are yet to commence because of the border differences. Mr. Speaker, sir, as on date, these are the reports of the departmental works which have been affected or completed and in progress in both the states, which are as under: development works initiated by government of Meghalaya, total completed 4, stopped 4, and in progress 2. Development works initiated by government of Assam, total completed 4, stopped 16, which means works that were initiated by government of Assam but stopped by government of Meghalaya was 16 in number, whereas development works initiated by government of Meghalaya and stopped by Assam were 4 in number. So these works stopped by Meghalaya are much higher, sir, in number. I'll go to the details. So in Ribhoi, 14 numbers of development schemes and projects have been undertaken by both Assam and Meghalaya in the areas of differences. from 2018 till 26th February 2021. Number 1, erection of 7 electric posts at Yongkuli village, Meghalaya, by the Assam State Electricity Board was stopped by Meghalaya government. The Assam government tried to capture a plot of land belonging to Meghalaya at Barapathar village by erecting cement border pillars. Again, the work was stopped by Meghalaya. In the other instance, dismantling of SSA Lower Primary School at Khlem village, constructed by Education Department of Meghalaya, was stopped by Government of Assam. 5 under construction BPL houses sanctioned under PM Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana scheme at Umro village were destroyed by Assam police. Also, construction of a road under MGNREGS sanctioned through BDO Burom was stopped by Assam. Aadhaar enrollment in Umot village was stopped by Assam police. Construction of ICDS building under the district administration of Riboy was stopped by Assam police. In West Iateh Hills, construction of Assam BOP at Khasla was stopped by Meghalaya government. Construction of road at Langpi by Assam government was stopped by Meghalaya government. Construction of road from Musiam to Mokoiram, which was done by Assam government, again was stopped by Meghalaya government. Construction of road at Mokoiram by Assam government was stopped by Meghalaya government. Construction of BOP at Yorim Biam by the Assam government again was stopped by Meghalaya government. Construction of a road at Lapanga by Assam government was again stopped by Meghalaya government. The construction of road at there's a repetition, sir. I'll just go to the next. In West Khasi Hills, construction of a dam site for generation of hydropower project along the Cree River was stopped by the Meghalaya due to protest by the local villagers. The construction of the road from Mokebari to Maubina was stopped by the Meghalaya government. Means Assam was trying to do it, but Meghalaya stopped it. Again, the construction of the NEC road from Hahim to Boko by the Assam government was encroaching under Saiwat village under Aradunga OP was stopped by the Meghalaya government. Encroachment at Langpi area by Assam government for construction of public fishery pond was again stopped by Meghalaya government. In southwest Garo Hills, 2 numbers of development schemes projects had been undertaken by Assam government at Mirjumla and Sri Shima Kamakhya temple under territory of Meghalaya, and the work has been stopped by the Meghalaya government. Mr. Speaker, sir, from these figures which I have already read out in this August House, it can be seen that 4 development works initiated by Meghalaya was stopped by the Assam counterpart, while 16 development works initiated by Assam in the disputed areas were stopped by Meghalaya on the intervention of the district administration of different districts. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regards to the development works of Meghalaya, which are being obstructed to by the government of Assam, officials, the Chief Secretary, Meghalaya has written to his counterpart in Assam to intervene and issue necessary instructions not to hinder in the development works that is meant for the benefit of residents of the disputed areas along the interstate border. I would like to mention, sir, that on 25th of February 2021, the Deputy Commissioner has given detailed report on this issue, and she has been communicating, the Deputy Commissioner has been communicating with the Deputy Commissioner of Kamrup and taking up the matter, and has already written to the concerned Deputy Commissioner to intervene and to stop the construction of the transit camp and to be kept in abeyance. So steps are being taken, sir, and in this regards we have always ensured that there is a process that is followed, and therefore at most of the times it is at the OC level or at the SP level and the DC level these are resolved, and once it cannot be resolved with this or that level, it's scaled up to the nodal officers, and there are 2 nodal officers in both the states, and once it cannot be resolved at the nodal officer level, then it is escalated up to the Chief Secretary level.